everyone, so today I thought it would be fun to go back through a few products that I have given not great reviews on, either here on YouTube or one in particular that I used on Instagram Live that I was not very nice to, and give them a second chance. So we're gonna do a get ready with me where I give a few products a second chance, introduce you to some new products, walk you through how I use a few products you've had some questions about. And I also wanted to say hello because there are quite a few new subscribers here that I am so excited to welcome to my channel. I am so glad that you're here, that you come over from either Stephanie, Lisa, Risa, or Elle's channel. I'm really honored that you hit that subscribe button and that you stuck around. So welcome. So let's stop blabbing because I'm going to do enough of that in the next segment. Let's keep going and see how I got all this and what products got another chance. For those of you that are new, whenever I do get ready with me, I do it just like how I do my makeup if I weren't filming, which is hair pulled back, earrings off so that the makeup doesn't get in my earrings, because I'm a messy person and that inevitably happens. Skin is clean and moisturized. I do have quite a few videos on my skincare routines. I'll put some card, I don't know where the eye goes up, but it'll be listed up there. And I'll put it in the description box for those of you who prefer that. So I did a video a while back called Taking One for the Team, which will be a video series, I promise. I'm gonna get it together in the fall and we will bring it back. It was this product called, what was it called? It's by Chantecaille and it's their Future Skin Oil-Free Gel Foundation. If you wanna see that video, I'll link that too. I didn't like it for a variety of reasons, mostly because it's really expensive and for this amount of money, it should be amazing, and I just found that it wasn't. I didn't return it, mostly because I had used about this much, and even though Nordstrom has the most generous return policy I've ever seen, this would be hard to justify returning, having used this much product. It's kind of obnoxious. So I held on to it. One of the reasons I didn't love it was it didn't last particularly long, and it didn't give me the coverage that I wanted. I like medium coverage. Now, what has changed? Well, a couple of things. One, it's like 30 to 40 degrees warmer now than when I reviewed the product. So I really want something very lightweight on my skin. The other thing that's changed is my skin is in a lot better shape. Other than some things going on here, I have a little hyperpigmentation over here, but mostly what you're seeing is just freckles. I have freckles. So my skin's in a lot better shape. So the coverage to me isn't as important, but I do like some coverage. I figured out a way to make this work. So let me show you a product that I do love very much. This is the Charlotte Tilbury Hollywood Flawless Filter. I have it in the lightest shade, which is 1 Fair. It says pale. And let me show you how I have found it to work for me. I still don't love the applicator. And I just start swiping it on. How many of you, when you hear the word swipe, think of Dora the Explorer? My youngest child is 17 years old and I still hear the word swipe and think swipe or no swiping. So I just take a flat top foundation brush. This is from an old Coastal Scents set. And I just start, I try not to get it under my eyes because it gets really shiny under there. Now I have really dry skin also, so this works. If you have really oily skin in the summer, I would not recommend this. And I just start mostly patting and then kind of blending in. If you have perfectly flawless skin, and there are a lot of you out there, I've seen y'all walking around, you know who you are, I think this would be really lovely and maybe just enough coverage for running out the door and running errands and what have you. I mean, look, this is even kind of covered up. That redness is gone. So for most normal people who aren't obsessed with makeup, this would probably be enough. But for those of you who already know me, you know that I don't stop there. So let's keep going. This is where the Chantecaille comes in. I'll say another thing I don't like is the delivery system. So I have this little scooper guy and I just start piling that on as well. And we dot. I'm in the shade Alabaster. This is probably too much. Many people would prefer to use their fingers or a beauty blender. I'm just gonna go back in with the same brush, kind of dot, and then blend. Now I wanna brighten up a little bit under my eyes. And because this is all kind of like a lightweight, easy makeup look, instead of using my beloved 1-2 combo of the MAC Prep and Prime highlighter pen in Radiant Rose and then the Urban Decay All Nighter Concealer, I just am using the Tatcha Pearl. Honestly, I haven't really even dug into the pot. I'm still using what's on the lid. You use so little, like that. And you just tap, 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 swipe it, and then keep tapping it in. I will finish all this tapping and then get back to you when we are all blended in on both eyes. There are a few areas I'd like to conceal a little bit more, and this concealer could have gone on my top 5 repurchase list. This would have been like 6 or 7. This is the Clarins Instant Concealer. I think I've purchased this 2 or 3 times, and I love using it just with my finger, just enough. It blends so beautifully. This is a concealer that goes on really well with your finger, blends seamlessly, and it's one of those magic concealers that goes on really well during the day as a touch-up over powder and whatnot. Now, I usually powder with 2 separate products, one for under my eyes and one for my face. I'm only using one product today, and that is because, admittedly, there's a lot of glow going on in person. I'm looking over here in a mirror. I don't think you can pick it up on camera quite how glowy I am. There's a lot of glow. Also, it's like 102 degrees outside. So lately I've been using the new Hourglass setting powder, which in and of itself is quite glowy. I would never pair all this with something that's even more glowy on top. That's just, that's too much glow. So what I'm going for is my next favorite, and that's the Charlotte Tilbury. You think I'd know by now what this is because this has been repurchased twice. The Charlotte Tilbury Airbrush Flawless Finish Skin Perfecting Micro Powder. Now, who could remember? No one's going to remember that. I use it in the shade 1 Fair, and I'm getting ready to purchase number 3, it looks like. I'm going to use this to set under my eyes. I'm going to close my eyes for that so I don't get it in my eyes. I wear contacts. And then I will use a fluffier brush to set the rest of me. I have 2 theories as to why my skin is looking better than normal. Again, for those of you who are new, I have hypothyroidism, Hashimoto's hypothyroidism. That is a mouthful. And I've done a lot of videos on that. I was their spokesperson last year. I'll link. And I'm asymptomatic. My symptoms have all been controlled by medication for a very long time. I'm very lucky, knock on wood. But the antibodies in my system, the Hashimoto's antibodies, have been increasingly basically doubling every year. So, which is of some concern to my endocrinologist. And just a few weeks ago, he suggested that I try a gluten-free diet. I love gluten. So I think we're on week 2 or 3 now of no gluten. And so my husband's convinced that's why my skin looks so much better than usual. I don't want to believe that because I really want an excuse to go back to eating deep dish pizza, bagels, and cookies. But you know what, let me put on makeup while we talk. I'm using the, this is not sponsored, but it's the Charlotte Tilbury Film Star Bronze and Glow. I just was nearby and I reached for it. I'm using the bronzer side, and I'm using it in the shade Fair Medium, of course. The other thing I've been doing is I did a video back in February where I reviewed some products from Sicily, Paris. And one of the products I reviewed was their Black Rose Cream Mask, which is an amazing mask. But I was saving it for like special occasions because it is really, it's crazy expensive. It makes the Chantecaille foundation look like a drugstore foundation. So I was like, we will be saving this, even though it is amazing, because it is $165 for this tube of mask. And then I thought, what am I doing? Like, you bought it, it works well, just enjoy it, use the darn mask. So I've been masking like twice a week with this Black Rose Cream Mask, and that has also been happening in the last 2 weeks. So I've used it 4 times in the last 2 weeks, and I think that's what's doing it. And what I've been doing, I've not been following the directions. I wash my face at night, I take off my makeup, I wash my face at night, and I put it on, and I leave it on all night, and then I wash it off in the morning, and my face has been amazing. So I think that's what it is. I don't know if that's because I just want to have an excuse to go back to eating gluten, or if I just want it to be something easy to put on, whatever. We shall see. I go back for lab tests in about 2.5 months, and we'll see if my body has responded to the lack of gluten. But anyway, okay, so there's that. Normally I would add highlighter like this one, and we can always go back and add highlighter, but I've got a lot of glow going on, so I think we are going to skip the highlighter, which I've never said out loud in a video ever. So let's take note of this. Another second chance item we're going to discuss is this guy. This is the Tarte Amazonian Clay 12-Hour Blush in the shade Exposed. I personally feel like this might be one of the most overhyped products on the internet. However, because all this glow is going on, I don't want a glowy blush, which is what I tend to reach for. I like a blush, not that has glitter in it, but that has some glow to it. This actually works for this look. So that is what I am reaching for. I'm giving it a second chance. It's pretty good, actually. It blends really nicely. So I have another product I'm giving a second chance to. This is the Benefit, what are we called? Goof Proof Brow Pencil. So I've been using the Precisely My Brow Pencil, yes, also by Benefit for a while, and I really, really like the precise point. I don't know if it's summer and when it gets hot, I just can't be bothered with most things. But when I first got this, I really didn't like this thick edge to it. I don't know if you can see that, but now that it's summer and I just want to slap stuff on and get out the door, I kind of am liking this. It's reminiscent to me. Anastasia makes one, but I first saw Hourglass come out with a shape like this. It's just a wider, flat edge. And all I do, actually, that's not true. I don't slap it on first. First, I just use this end, brush it up, and I'm using it in the shade 2. And then I just really quickly just kind of draw through it and add a little more to the tail. And I can turn it the other way if I want it a little more narrow. But that's it. I think that's pretty quick for brows. I mean, I've seen other people, they take a really long time. Their brows probably look a lot better. And then I just take my brow mascara, my brow gel, what have you, comb it through, and that's it. Let me get the other side. This one is definitely getting a second chance. I did an Instagram Live not too long ago. I had run to Ulta, did a little tiny haul, and picked up this new palette from Bare Minerals. It's their new Gen Nude eyeshadow palette range. I have like 3 or 4 in the range. This is the neutral shade, which I don't think is neutral at all. I think it's rosy toned. I didn't like it. I thought there was too much fallout. I didn't think there was enough color variation. I kind of whined through the whole process. I was being a bit of a brat. But I wore it throughout the day and everyone was complimenting me on my eyeshadows. I wore it in 2 videos. I got a lot of compliments there. Then Lisa J Makeup did a whole video raving about it, and if she likes it, I listened to her. So I thought, okay, we're giving this another chance. And everyone's right. It is a nice little product. First thing I do is I just take a big fat fluffy brush and I use the shade Mystic, which is like that brow bone kind of ivory shade. I'm just gonna use the mirror that it also comes with a really nice mirror. And I just kind of give that all over the eye just to give myself a nice even canvas. Then I take Sandstone, which is the next lightest shade, kind of a mauvey, I don't know what you call it, rosy tone, I don't know. And I just go over the socket line. The farther back on the handle you hold the brush, the less pressure you put on your eye. And also, I have kind of hooded eyes and tiny little beady eyes as well. So I've told a lot of people this tip, just bear with me. Tilt your head back and you can see the line, the shadow that your socket makes. It's sort of like paint by numbers then. So just follow that. Then I just kind of basically go down the line. Then I go down to Believer. I get a flat shader brush, pack it on, and just pat it on the lid. See, it's just a very nice, pretty light, shimmery shade. Then just for some definition, I go in with Native, which is one of the matte shades. And for the outer corner work, this is where you can tell I'm most definitely not a makeup artist. I just take the brush and I stick it in the corner, like that. I can feel that little divot, so to speak, in my eye socket, and I just follow that up into the crease and then pull it just a smidge on the corner of my eye and just a little bit up. You can add more, which I will. It's a good start. I'm also going to run it a little bit underneath my eye. My only complaint about this palette is I wanted like a really light shimmery highlight shade, which they don't have because I love a shimmery inner corner, but that's fixable. I've got this, so I'm just going to go in with my finger with the highlighter here and just go into the inner corner and stamp that. It's not necessary, but I like a little shimmer in my life. And then I want to show you a new product I've been loving. This was sent to me. This is from Flower Beauty, and it is their gel, what do they call this? Vinyl Eyes Glossy Gel Eyeliner, and it is in the shade Bronzed Out. I basically only use brown eyeliner. If you don't know that about me, this is true. And I love me a brown eyeliner. I just hold it sideways. It's a nice, easy twist up, and I just drag it along the lash line. Nothing fancy. The tiniest of lines, it's almost imperceptible. I'm gonna curl my lashes. Something new I've been trying out. I love the Monsieur Big regular mascara. I just want to call this Mr. Big. Can we just call it Mr. Big so I'm not butchering another French word? I just got it in the waterproof. It's not as volumizing as the non-waterproof version, and I don't really like waterproof mascara, to be honest, but in this heat and humidity that I've been dealing with lately, that I think a lot of us have been dealing with, it's quite good. So I always do my bottom lashes first. This actually comes off with Bioderma, no problem. That's how I get off my eye makeup. So I've been talking a lot about second chances, but this is also about just rediscovering stuff in my collection, shopping my stash. So something I've used for a while and then it's not that I forgot I had it, but I've been playing with a lot of new products is, what is this even called? I can't even read it. It's what is this? The Christian Dior Lip Balm, Lip Addict something. I have it in the shade Hollow Pink. I don't like wearing red when I'm wearing red. Does that make sense? So I usually wear a neutral or a pink. I love this. I could just slather this on all day. It's moisturizing, but what I really love wearing it with is paired with this teeny tiny little Dior Lip Maximizer. I do happen to know, by the way, that I think it's in the catalog, isn't it? You'd think I would know by now. I should have this all memorized, but in the Nordstrom anniversary sale, there's a couple Dior lip kits that have the Dior Maximizer with one of these guys, and I think another Dior thing in it. Anyway, that paired together, I love that. So I haven't paired these together in a little while because I've been playing with some other lip products, but if you have this already, or you have these two products, but you've never thought about pairing them together, they're great together. So here you have it. Here's the full finished look. So if you have makeup that's in your collection that you're kind of on the fence about or you haven't used in a while, maybe give it another look, another shot, pair it with some different products, different primers. You might be pleasantly surprised. Please let me know if you like these kinds of videos. Maybe we should go back in time and maybe recreate some looks I've done from years past. Let me know if you're up for that. That could be a lot of fun. I have 8 years of videos to get through. Can you believe that? July 15th is my 8-year anniversary here. As always, thank you so much for watching. Thank you for spending some time with me, and I'll see you in the next video.